Hey everyone, today's video is in our professional communication series. It is how to make the best of a virtual meeting. And a virtual meeting could be anything from a staff meeting or getting together with a group of classmates to do a project or to do a job interview. So let's take a look at some of the things that can make you look really sharp, sharp as a blade. We'll see what that acronym means in a couple minutes and then go from there. So just like with any meeting, there are some standard things that you want to follow, right? Virtual meeting etiquette, same as in-person meeting etiquette. You want to be prompt and prepare and be ready to go. There are some things that are especially, unique to virtual meetings, though, particularly getting away from distracting noises and making sure that your mic is on or mic is off, and you know how to do that before your meeting starts. I guess some of the things that I want to point out here are that you have to dress appropriately. So you might be having this meeting in your house or in your room or something like that, but you want to try to find some clothing that makes you appear professional from the waist up, so that you look like you're ready for a job interview or ready for business. So collared shirt, a nice blouse, something like that. Jacket, blazers always make things better from a dress standpoint. Another thing that I want to I guess to pinpoint here is to be aware of your background. Sorry about that. Be aware of your background. So behind me, there's kind of a lot going on, but it's not, I guess, too distracting. It has things that are sort of appropriate to the task that I do. What you want to be sure of is that there's nothing too distracting back there, and that could be you'd be in front of a closet door, you'd be in front of a wall that's blank, and things like that. So I'll go into that a little bit more in one of the next slides. So here is this acronym that we're going to use, BLADE, which means be sharp, sharp as a blade, and do this little extra step or a couple little extra steps. One is be aware of your background. Now we talked about that. So, want to be somewhere where there's kind of a plain background, but there's also, this idea that you want to take a look at light. Light is really important to looking good on camera. And people, whether you like it or not, or whether we like it or not, they judge you or make decisions about you subconsciously or consciously based on how you look on camera, which is, can cause you to be really self-conscious. But then another way to deal with self-consciousness is to just know how to do some things to maximize what you look like, or your professionalism on camera. So one of those things is light. So if you look like at my face right now, what's going on is I am kind of 3/4 facing a window. And that means I'm bringing the natural light of the window in on my face. If I were to switch things around and put the window behind me, that creates this giant shadow on my face. And that it really is not for a very good picture. If you face the window, sometimes that will, bring you really good light and get rid of shadows, especially under your eyes and things like that. So let's go to the next one. The next thing you should be aware of is angle. So the angle that you have your computer is really important. Right now, my computer is actually just a little bit above me. It's on top of my podium. And I've also achieved this effect by stacking up books on my desk and make the angle that way. Because if the camera's looking down at you a little bit, it makes you look it makes you look less wide, or features look less wide. And it also creates that you're looking up at the person. If you're, well, this is not a good idea, but if you're looking down at someone, it gives like this thing, like, if you metaphorically look down on someone, it means you think they're less than, but it also isn't very flattering. It brings out a bunch of shadows, and it's not the most, appealing view. And more likely when we talk to each other, we're talking to each other, looking a little bit, like straight on. The next one is dress for success. I think I mentioned that just a little bit earlier. Make sure that at least from the waist up that you have appropriate clothing on. And if you have, I don't know, like sometimes more plain colors or plain patterns are easier to deal with on a camera than not. And then the last one is your expression. So if you have a good expression, if you have a smile on your face, you're not looking too scared, then you're, obviously in good shape. But another thing is that you want to look into the camera at least part of the time, because you want to, as though you're making eye contact. And that's really tough because when you have meetings, you want to kind of face to face, you want to look at the other person's face and kind of read what's happening on their face, so you know how to kind of adjust your communication. So it's a tough thing that you have to kind of get used to, is looking at the other person's expression and also making eye contact through the camera. So that is the gist of how to conduct virtual meetings or virtual job interviews, virtual anything like that, where you have to make sure that you are looking sharp on camera so that you can maximize your communication benefit. Thanks a lot.